In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NBA games happening on November 11, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Wizards versus Houston Rockets. An inter-conference showdown is set for Monday in the NBA, featuring the Washington Wizards squaring off against the Houston Rockets. This game will cap off back-to-back games for both teams, as each has a matchup scheduled on Sunday. Washington will be on the road against Orlando, while Houston is set to compete in Detroit. Last season, the Wizards and Rockets faced each other twice, with Houston emerging victorious in both encounters. For this game, the Wizards will continue to miss key players Kyle Kuzma and Malcolm Brogdon, who are sidelined due to injuries. Meanwhile, the Rockets are also playing shorthanded, as Steven Adams remains unavailable. Both the Wizards and Rockets are relatively young teams, focused on developing their rosters and rebuilding in their respective conferences. However, a noticeable distinction lies in their three-point defense, a factor that could greatly influence this matchup. While Houston and Washington rank closely in three-pointers made per game, sitting at 17th and 18th respectively, they differ considerably in defending the perimeter. Houston is among the league's best in three-pointers allowed, ranking 5th due to their size and versatility on the perimeter. The Rockets benefit from players like Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, and Cam Thompson, who excel at guarding multiple positions. The Wizards, on the other hand, are leaning heavily into their youth movement, which has come at the cost of consistency. They've managed only a single victory over the Hawks and are likely to struggle without Kuzma. With rookies like Carrington, Sarr, and George logging significant minutes, the Wizards are still adjusting to the challenges of back-to-back games against experienced opponents. Veteran Fred VanVleet will bring valuable experience for the Rockets in this game. While Houston is still working on refining their offense, they are likely to control this matchup from beginning to end. The Rockets have displayed strong defensive discipline, which could stifle the Wizards' offensive efforts, especially with Washington missing key contributors. Alperen Sengun, who had a sluggish start to the season, has recently shown increased production, and a big performance from him seems likely in this game. The Wizards have occasionally flashed their potential in their 2 wins this season, but they are currently enduring a 4-game losing streak and now face their second road game in as many nights. Given the Rockets' recent form, they enter the contest as clear favorites. Even though the betting line might appear high, the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This game is unique, as both teams enter fatigued from playing the previous day and dealing with travel. As a result, we're likely to see a slower, more methodical pace from both sides. Houston already ranks near the bottom of the league in pace, sitting at 28th in possessions per game, and tends to rely on deliberate half-court sets. Much of their offense revolves around Sengun, who often initiates plays and makes critical decisions in the half-court. With players nursing injuries, it's unlikely we'll see Kyle Kuzma, Carlton Carrington, Steven Adams, or other banged-up players who might have sustained knocks in Sunday's games. Malcolm Brogdon, a recent offseason acquisition for the Wizards, has yet to make his debut. When Washington has surpassed their expected points total this season, it's often due to defensive lapses, as they currently allow more points per game than any other team. However, Houston's already slow style, which may be further reduced due to the back-to-back situation, could lead to a low-scoring affair. Washington may find it challenging to put up points in this matchup. Although the Wizards favor a fast pace and rank 6th in the league in this category, they may struggle to reach the 100-point mark against Houston's defense. The Rockets will likely exploit the Wizards' defensive weaknesses, yet their own inconsistent three-point shooting and slow pace could limit overall scoring. Houston currently ranks 27th in the NBA in pace and should maintain control of the game's tempo. Therefore, as a lower-scoring game is probable, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus San Antonio Spurs. The Sacramento Kings are set to face off against the San Antonio Spurs on Monday at Frost Bank Center. Sacramento comes into this matchup with a 5-4 record straight up, 4-4-1 against the spread, and 4-5 over/under this season. The Kings are coming off a 107-98 loss to the Los Angeles Clippers on Friday and had a back-to-back game on Sunday against the Phoenix Suns. On the road, Sacramento has been solid, recording a 3-2 straight up and against the spread record so far this season. Meanwhile, San Antonio enters Monday's game with a 4-6 straight up record, 5-5 against the spread, and 5-5 over/under. The Spurs narrowly lost to the Utah Jazz on Saturday, falling 111-110. At home, however, they've been slightly more consistent, holding a 3-2 straight up and against the spread record. Last season, Sacramento dominated the head-to-head matchups, going 3-0 straight up, though they were 1-2 against the spread. In their last 10 games against San Antonio overall, the Kings hold an 8-2 straight up advantage, covering the spread in 6 of those contests. Following a challenging overtime win against the Suns on Sunday, the Kings hope to extend their recent winning form with a 4th victory in 5 games as they visit the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan led the charge on Sunday, scoring 34 points, while De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis contributed with double-doubles of over 20 points each. Even though they are playing their second game in as many days, it's surprising that Sacramento is only a 1-point favorite. They've won 8 of their last 9 encounters with San Antonio, covering the spread in 6 of those matchups. Additionally, the Kings are 4-2 against the spread in away games this season and have covered in 4 of their last 5 visits to San Antonio. Malik Monk, who sustained an ankle injury on Sunday, is likely to sit out for Monday's game. The Spurs, on the other hand, struggled against the Jazz, losing to a Utah team they were favored to beat by 6.5 points. San Antonio is facing difficulties in the absence of head coach Greg Popovich, who is sidelined due to an undisclosed illness. Despite a standout performance from Victor Wembanyama, who scored 24 points, grabbed 16 rebounds, and hit 6 three-pointers, the team committed 20 turnovers. Wembanyama's size gives him a physical advantage, but he may face a challenging matchup against the seasoned Domantas Sabonis, especially when it comes to securing the paint. Over their last 3 games, the Spurs have allowed an average of 52.3 rebounds per game, highlighting their lack of rebounding effort, which could pose a problem against the physical Kings. While Sacramento is on the second leg of a back-to-back, they remain the stronger team, though they seem to be underestimated by oddsmakers. Just last night, the Kings were close to a pick'em situation against a Phoenix Suns team missing Kevin Durant. The Spurs, who have struggled to find offensive consistency, are considered below average, which could give the Kings an edge. Although back-to-back games typically warrant caution when betting on a team, this appears to be a prime opportunity for Sacramento to make a statement with a commanding win. The line may seem suspicious, but there's no need to overthink it. Given that they have won 8 of their last 10 games against San Antonio, the Sacramento Kings to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. With the Kings playing the back end of a back-to-back schedule and their 3rd game in 4 nights, there's a good chance they'll struggle with fatigue. Teams that are tired often rely more heavily on jump shots, an area where Sacramento has struggled, as they're shooting just 30% from beyond the arc this season. Wembanyama's presence in the paint, averaging 4 blocks per game, will likely deter the Kings from driving to the basket. The Spurs have also excelled defensively, ranking 4th in the league, even though their offensive production has been weak, ranking 29th in scoring. Sacramento was held under 100 points on Friday, and facing the Spurs in a back-to-back situation will be tough, especially given Wembanyama's defensive impact around the rim. Unlike some other opponents, San Antonio won't allow the Kings to score easily in the paint, which could make this a close, hard-fought game that remains competitive throughout. Both teams play at a moderate pace, with the Kings ranking 15th and the Spurs 18th in tempo this season. San Antonio ranks 25th in offensive possession length at 15 seconds, while Sacramento is 29th in defensive possession length, taking 15.1 seconds on average. This slower pace will likely lead to longer possessions and a lower score, as both teams lack consistent three-point shooting. Expect this game to play out as a grinded-out battle focused on scoring in the paint. For the total game pick, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.